Welcome to another Empires and Puzzles Books Raid Tournament Sneak Peek Preview video. Each week on either Friday or Saturday, I provide videos that let you know which tournament is coming on Sunday. In this video, I will share this week's tournament, discuss defense strategies, share the winning defense team from the last time we had this tournament, and wait until you see that team. And lastly, I will give you some insight into the defense team that I'll be utilizing. Let's jump in and check out this week's event. We're looking at a 4-star bloody battle with no dark heroes. Did you just experience deja vu? You should have, as the tournament last week was a 4-star bloody battle also. That one featured no fire. So the advice is going to be very similar, but slightly different. As this event is a bloody battle tournament, that means there's no healing or resurrecting. This includes any hero that adds health or regenerates HP. As we discussed previously, one trick around the no healing is using minion heroes, since they put more HP on the board that protects our hero. That said, this might be a good time to consider heroes that summon minions. As this is a 4-star event, there's still only one hero that directly summons minions, and that is Buddy. So if you didn't have Buddy for the last event 2 weeks ago, we're in the middle of the holiday season event right now, so hopefully you've been able to secure Buddy this time around. Jot, who is from the Jotunheim realm, calls up an ice giant minion for all allies when he's killed. Kind of a sad way to get minions on the board, but it is a way to get some minions there. We can also get minions on the board through any emblemed druid class hero. That's their talent. For the 4s, that list includes 6 heroes. 4 of them are nature: Cadman, Gadiris, Gobbler, and Melindor. For this particular event with no healing, Cadman is the only one that I would consider. Melindor and Gadiris provide healing as their main feature, so that's not really recommended for this event. And Gobbler, I have a hard time recommending Gobbler for anything. The last 2 4-star druids are Gillenbursty and Costume Sonya. Costume Sonya is fantastic, so she's worth considering. Gillenbursty's, his main deal is healing as well, so I would not recommend him. Sonya is a fast sniper. She also removes ailments. Another special worth considering for a bloody battle is Repost or Reflect. The only real option this week for that in the 4-star event is Boral with his perfect Repost, or possibly the Boral costume. He and his nearby allies will still take on damage, but they're going to reflect 125% back. The only other 4-star that does that is Cyprian, and he is not an option this week since this is no dark event. As there's no healing in a bloody battle, we want to avoid taking on any damage. One of the ways we can do that is by using heroes that use evade or dodge, which are basically the same thing. We can get dodge only directly from one 4-star hero, and that's Little John's costume. So if you have him, he's slow, so I'm not super excited about that for this event, but he could be an option. The dodge we're only gonna get into this event by sneaking it in with emblemed rogue class heroes. So any rogue is going to give us some level of evade. So Guardian Jackal might be a good option for that, especially since he's doing the elemental defense down for Holy, and Holy is strong in this event. Danzaburo. I know a lot of people do not like Danzaburo, but he is a very stout hero. He can take a lot of damage, and his specials, 2 of the 3 are incredible. The third one, the freeze, is why people don't like him, which basically just makes him a very slow hero. But he's a viable option. And then Scarlet and Khalil, always good options for defensive attackers. So I would consider any of these rogue class heroes, and then there are a few more that are worth talking about. The other 3 rogue class heroes that might be worth considering for their evade would be Peters, who also does an excellent job with the silence for 3 turns, so that can be important in a bloody battle. He's an excellent hero. He was my first 4-star hero that was fully maxed. Brynhild, typically I wouldn't necessarily say her for a bloody battle since she has health recovering health as a main feature. But some of her other features here are very excellent. So allowing the caster nearbys to be immune to buff dispels for 3 turns. The caster nearbys get plus 74% defense against special skills, and they also get an increase in mana generation. So she has a load of extra specials beyond her health that make her a viable option. So I wouldn't totally rule her out. And then the new ninja class heroes, Sapphire is a rogue class hero, and we have seen how deadly these ninjas can be with their different levels of charge. So if you have the ninja, it might be worth considering her for this event. Alright, let's talk about tank options. The best tank for this event by far is going to be Lai Zhu. Either with or without the costume. The costume does more damage, but the uncostume has slightly better tank numbers. Both were seen in the top 5 last time as tanks. She is an absolute beast in general, but when there is no dark tiles on the board to take her out, super important hero for being a tank. Probably will be the tank of choice this week. 2 other options from, we're mostly considering Holy here, since there's no darks on the board. Danzaburo, again, people are not super excited about Danzaburo, but his defense and health numbers are pretty excellent for a 4-star hero. Chow, I wouldn't normally think he'd be up there for tank, but he was in the top 5 last time. He does do the mana control a bit and hits pretty hard, so worth considering Chow. For Bloody Battle, I'd also recommend considering any hero that increases your team's defense and or their mana generation. For increasing defense, we have Wilbur, who is excellent with the shared damage and the big increase to defense. And again, we're bringing back Danzaburo. He also has the option to increase defense and mana generation, which is the second piece of this. So he potentially is doing both. Another great hero for adding mana generation would be Sir Lancelot. Bloody Battle, we want to inflict major damage as quickly as possible, so attack up is always a viable option. Sir Lancelot will do that for himself and 2 nearbys. Add that to his mana generation, and he is a strong consideration this week. Wukong, a lot of people say Wukong does not belong on a defense team, but that massive attack up, hard to argue what that's potential is there. And with no darks on the board, he becomes stronger than normal. We should also look at any heroes that are giving defense down or reducing the mana of the enemy attack. For controlling mana, Lai Zhu is going to be queen, just another reason to use her as tank this week. And Hansel and Gretel, with their unique ways of controlling mana, with the effect that they both have, that when the mana gets full, it gets cut in half. That is worth considering this week as well. Alright, for Bloody Battle, we definitely want to consider ways to reduce the enemy's defenses. Guardian Jackal is phenomenal with that, with the elemental defense down at negative 54%. So he might be a beast this week with no darks on the board. Paired up with Mist, who gives the defense down to special attacks. Those two will combine together, they'll stack, so that's worth considering. And they both would stack with any of these next 3 heroes. Buddy, no surprise we're talking about him again. He does a whole lot of things with the attack down, defense down, minions for health. He is a great option this week. I'll be running a Buddy for sure. And then both Grim and Gormak have the same ramming pulverizer effect, which gives defense down to the enemies, so worth considering them this week too. Other things worth considering in a Bloody Battle is how stout our heroes are. We're looking for heroes with high defense, high health, so they can absorb a lot of damage before they die. Secondly, speed is important. We're most likely taking on some amount of damage every single turn, so time is of the essence. Looking at the past winners of the Bloody Battle No Dark event, there was only 1 slow hero in the top 5. No surprise there. You want some quick heroes to inflict some damage and win the event. Now let's check out the winning team from the last time we had this event. Their team power was only 3790 and featured these heroes from left to right. Scarlet, Grim, Wukong, you got it, Wukong is tank, Meyerweave, and Cadman. Now, this is not a team that I would have expected to do well in this particular event. First of all, Wukong as tank, that is A little bit of a surprise since his numbers do not really indicate tankiness. However, getting him up to speed right away in a bloody battle and getting that a massive attack up apparently could have been a huge benefit for whoever took that gamble. The other thing that's a surprise in this event, or in this team, is the double ice heroes. For me, this would totally invite a nature attack. You know, we can't hit the tank with darks anyway, so we have to pick one of the neutral colors. And why not, you know, hit the doubled up ice heroes with a bunch of nature? So that is how I would have attacked this team. Now, Grim being there makes sense with the defense down. Scarlet and Caedmon are always good options for quick snipers that are going to do some damage. Actually, Scarlet isn't even a sniper. She hits 3. So the two of them together I can see. But Mireweave, I just find that an interesting option for a raid. Mireweave's special stacks up to 10 times, and there just is not that many rounds generally in a raid for us to see the maximum benefit of Mireweave. I prefer to see Mireweave on maps and quests where there's many rounds of attacking before you get to like a boss stage. But can't deny the facts, and the facts is this was the winning team the last time we saw it. Now let's take a look at the team that I'm going to use this week. I'll be the first to say I'm not necessarily recommending this team. I'm just trying to experiment a little bit and have some fun. 4 stars are my weakest since I don't really have many emblemed 4s. The 3-star and 5-star events tend to be much stronger for me. But I'll take this opportunity to do some experimenting. Wukong, as we already mentioned, not normally the tank of choice, but I'm curious to try him out to see how this works with that massive attack up. Flanking him would be Buddy for all of the obvious reasons, and everything that Buddy does from calling minions to the defense down and the attack down. Lai Zhu for smacking their mana and a strong attack to everybody. And then Guardian, Jackal, and Mist both have unique defense downs, the elemental defense down and the special defense down, which will both stack with Buddy. So potentially they'll have 3 defense downs and 1 massive attack up for my team. Any hit from anybody from that point on hopefully is doing maximum damage. I think this team is either going to be a huge success or a massive failure. What do you think? Feel free to add some critique to this mess in the comments. Let me know what your suggestions are, and as always, feel free to share what your team is going to be so myself and other viewers can provide you some feedback on what you're suggesting to do. For this upcoming tournament, as always, I hope your defenses are sturdy, attack strong, and tiles fortunate. Thanks for watching.